Greetings everyone and welcome back to Resurrection of the Mage King. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I am doing wonderful. And why am I doing so wonderful? Well, remember how we had put in 24 iron ore and got 47 chunks back? Well, that's not quite double. In fact, a lot of people would say that is actually a loss since you're not getting double. Well, to them, I say, how's that look to you? 24 becoming a full stack plus another 39 on the side. Here, let's see. There's your double. There's another double in there. Plus another, 7 on top of that. So, ha to you. I don't really know. But yes, I put in the rest of my iron ore and had them going through. I have 2 more stacks plus a bunch more. And I still have 35 going in here and another 30 going in here. Plus a bunch more of these chunks to go on top of that. Now, here is a small problem. I only got 1 reduced silver chunk, and that was after putting in 8 silver chunks. What I got instead from the silver is lead chunks, and taking a look at it, this is why. When you put in silver, you get galena gravel, and galena gravel gets mixed up, and you get clean galena gravel, which at any point you can actually smelt the galena and get silver, but trying to get your ore doubled, go through the mixer, you get clean galena. Come on. Which can still be smelted into silver. But then going into the slag furnace, it gave me reduced lead chunks, which has a 160% chance of forming, while reduced silver has 110. So it was favoring making lead out of the galena instead of silver. So that is a slight problem, which means that for silver I am going to be going with the pulverizer. Why the pulverizer, not the macerator? Because the pulverizer has a chance of getting you extra dust. Now, funny thing is that I don't believe that you can actually put lead ore into... Don't believe you can actually get lead ore... Yeah, you can't put lead ore into the grinder. You can only get it with silver, which is kind of unfortunate considering how much lead actually put into this thing. I mean, I worked with enough lead with making this thing to give a small village lead poisoning. Anyway, we are not here today to mess around with machinery stuff. No, I have a thing I need to take care of in a little bit, so I'm going to just give a small tour. Starting with this house, actually. I have done a little bit of work recently with red power stuff, and now have a source of power from red power. As you can see, I have some wires up here and some battery boxes which are actually full, and there's these weird things sticking in the ceiling. Well, if I go outside the front door, not the back, if I go outside and look up, ta-da! Wind turbines! And it took a lot of string to make these. I mean, holy dooly. I'll say dooly. I don't know. Holy dooly, I harvested so much string from my flax farm and Hennigan farm that I was considering making like a full couple fields just for the purpose. But I decided that would be kind of worthless considering that I would probably be done using string after all this is done. Plus, flax seeds can only be used for making paint, which kinda sucks. I would love to be able to use them for biomass. And henequen seeds are worthless altogether, except for making more henequen. Oh boy, bit of lag. 1 second. There we go. Had a background program running. Caused a bit of lag spike. Anyway, I do actually have some more canvas for making more of these things, but I'm planning on moving those to the center and having vertical traditional windmills standing on the side, just for a little bit of variety. I want to see how that looks. And as you can see, they started spinning now, which I love that. I love these things. Now the last time I had a windmill was with Better Than Wolves, which actually was one of the first intros I made. It was the windmill spinning with my series title in the background. But like I said, we are going on a small tour. There hasn't been much change to Frozen Shore Village here, but I wanted to show some of the other villages I had found when I was first looking for a place to settle down. I wanted a place that was kind of flat so I could start building a city eventually. I will eventually build a city, I promise that. And this place, well, while it is flat, it is kind of surrounded by a frozen lake and apparently world holes. Come on, patch up world hole. There you go. Anyway, I dubbed this village Ice River Village due to it being like squarely in the middle of an icy river. And it does have a villager which trades Mistcraft items, and that's actually where I found my first Mistcraft items, was in here. There's actually a writing desk in here, but it's not a full writing desk because of a house glitch. And there's a Thaumcraft tower, which is where I got a few other items up on the second floor. And it's starting to get to be nighttime. I do have to admit I am on peaceful right now. And I'm not going to be changing it because I don't feel like trying to fight through things while doing a tour. And since I'm not collecting anything, I figure that's okay. I just want to do this video to kind of give an idea of what my world looks like. We have a very nice volcano here, actually. No, get out of here! I'm not picking up anything. I just said that. And somehow pigs died here. I think they probably got suffocated by the volcano. Wait, if we keep going in this direction, we will eventually reach Red Mountain, which is what I'm calling the area that has a whole bunch of the redstone stuff. Get out of my inventory, seeds. Out of my inventory. Thankfully, this ice river goes pretty much the entire way to the Red Mountains, which allows us for pretty fast travel there. And there's some pumpkins here, which I should harvest because I would like to get some pumpkin pie on my diet. You know, funny story, when I was a kid, I actually liked pumpkin pie at first, but after 2 Thanksgivings that I can remember, so like when I was 6 and then 7, I enjoyed pumpkin pie. After that, I really didn't care for pumpkin pie anymore. And it wasn't until like last year that I started eating pumpkin pie again. really sure what the heck my tastes were doing, but it left me to not eating a huge variety of pie for quite some time. In fact, I don't actually like very many types of pie. I like lemon pie, not lemon meringue. I don't care for meringue very much. It's more like, well, you know how key lime pie is? Kind of the same style, but with lemon. I like key lime pie too, by the way. And then, I believe that was it. That was all the variety of pie I ate until I started eating pumpkin again. Now, how did I get up here last time? Oh, here we go. And there it is, Red Mountain Village. Now, I did strongly consider settling down in this village, but while walking through it and trying to think of a layout for it, I realized that I would have to do quite a bit of renovations to the place in order to make it easy to navigate and simple to find where things are at. There was one house here that I found pretty entertaining. Did I grab anything? Yeah, I did. I already grabbed this stuff. Good. But yeah, I kind of like the way the blacksmith ended up here. That was pretty interesting. And was it this house? No. But this place does have another one of these guys, and they're selling woodlands. Woodlands. But yes, it was this place. Hi there. Yeah, you want princesses. I'm not giving you my princesses. But this I found entertaining. The house formed right next to a mountain, so it just went ahead and plopped this right in the middle of the mountain, which has a bit of a view behind it, which would have been quite wonderful if the mountain wasn't here. I already kidnapped the bees from here. I didn't take the frames. I should take those. So there was yet another village with all three of the villagers that are added with mods. Oh. And it's not that bad of a place, really. The terrain goes almost all the way to the mountains, which is usually fun. Let me out. The view from the top is actually pretty lovely, but it is definitely a village that will be one heck of a challenge to redesign, reconstruct, and refurbish. And the last village actually entertained me just because of how it formed. Let's see if I can think of any other stories along the way. You know, there are actually quite a few similarities going on with my Resurrection of the Mage King series and the first series I ever did, which was Better Than Wolves. I mean, I have windmills now. I am making an underground base, which so far is coming along a lot better than my Better Than Wolves base did. I'm Better Than Wolves. I was going about it trying to automate everything with what it gave you. Yet, no matter how much I attempted to automate things, I always ended up having to do a lot of stuff by hand. With this series, it's kind of going the same route. I'm trying to get things to be somewhat automated. Still doing a lot of things by hand, but I am preferring to do the things by hand this time. And the one thing that I'm glad about is I do not have to try to make a giant cow killing contraption with this series. And I still can, but what would be the point? The leather would be rather useless. And let's take a look. What use does leather have? Leather is useful for making armor, making item frames, bag of holding, upgrades, notebooks, ender pouch. In fact, a lot of these pages are just ender pouch. Villager detectors, retrievers, which I guess is okay. Modular attachments, Cross of Mercy. I don't even know what the heck this is. And a void satchel. Then there's books and bag of holding again. What the heck's a printed book? What's a printed page? I don't know what this stuff is. But yeah, that's it for leather. Almost all completely useless. So, no point in making a cow breeding device other than for if I need a bunch of meat. Hey look, cow meat. Better than wolves, though. The leather was used for practically everything in it. A little bit too much items needed leather, actually. But I suppose once you've made everything you need in Better Than Wolves, you are stuck with a cow-killing machine that is killing cows for no reason at all. Oh, I did recently see, while browsing through the Ars Magica forum, Ars Magica thread, that the Dire Wolf pack, which is the pack I'm currently using, is the only pack with permission so far to use Ars Magica, which has me kind of excited. I'm hoping that it gets added and updated. I would love to see... I would love to be able to cast my spells and stuff in here as well as everything else I'm doing. It'd make the whole Technomancer thing a little bit more accurate. I could even focus on casting a bunch of electric spells to kind of fit the theme of a mage that works with a lot of electrical devices. Probably water and wind spells too, now that I think about it. I'll be a storm mage with mastery of spells embodying wind, water, and lightning. Sheesh. It's such a long walk. But we are almost there. Also, if/when Ars Magica gets added, I will work my way towards replacing my cheated-in portals with Ars Magica portals, because that would be more sensible. I could have them powered with magic and teleport up and down and not have to worry about the cheaty stuff. In fact, I'm really thinking about it, and I don't care too much about Mistcraft stuff. I mean, yeah, you can create other worlds, but why? Why would you do that other than to create a custom world that is your own personal paradise, or that you can exploit for mining insane amounts of resources because you customized it to have a whole bunch of ore? I mean, what else is there for Mistcraft? That's it, I think. Yeah, it's nice that you can create a whole bunch of different worlds, but when you create a whole bunch of different worlds, you're inviting more and more chances for your Minecraft to die. Which is never a good thing. Never a good thing at all. We are almost there. There's the entrance. This is the entrance to the rainforest area, and which is why I called it Fern Gully, because Fern Gully, the last rainforest. Great movie if you've never seen Fern Gully, the last rainforest. Go and see it. It has a few very interesting characters in it. Robin Williams plays a character called Batty. Which, that alone is almost good enough to see any movie. Unless you hate Robin Williams for some reason. There's some jungle bees. Tropical bees. I'm gonna have to come back here at some point to steal them. But, there it is. Fern Gully. The village of the rainforest. And it certainly is in a rainforest. And the rainforest is in it. That is what this biome is still called, right? Yep, it's called rainforest. But there's a guy trapped in his own house because the road got built right in front of his door. There's an apiary's house with the apiaries, with them trapped in their own house too, because stuff in the front of their door. I didn't steal these yet, either. But I'm actually going to break these guys up, because I want to see what you have. You will give me simmering comb for wheat. That's a pretty good deal, isn't it? You will give me arrows for emeralds. These two appear to be shouting at each other through the gravel. I don't know if there's anyone in there or not. But there's one house in particular that made me start to chuckle and laugh and guffaw and whatever. This house is really buried. Wow. I've come to save you, priest. You will give me redstone for an emerald. Not very much redstone either. You're kind of a ripoff. So, here we have a river that kind of got blocked off, but some houses are built into it, and what would that happen to be? Isn't this a house? Well, yes it is, and it's got a bit of a geyser of oil shooting up through it. It's gotta be sucky to live in this house. Let's just swim up the oil. Swim up the oil. You can't see through the oil. Greetings, sirs. It seems that you have built your house in a poor location, and as a result have gotten your house flooded with oil. I don't know how well you sleep, but congratulations. And trying to get back out is a big pain. There, I've made it so you guys can get free, possibly. But yeah, that is the extent of this tour. I know I haven't done really anything this episode except walk around telling you stories and showing where things are at in my world, but it kind of gives you a nice idea of how diverse this world is and how wonderful the biomes can be. And if I remember correctly, I did set the world to large biomes, which means that this rainforest extends for quite some time. And I'm very unlikely to find anything new until I get past the rainforest. In fact, the biggest challenge for me so far was finding cacti, which I'm glad I found, but geez, that took too long. And distant shore over there, well, I had sailed west from my little island I started out on to see if I could find a bit of shore that wasn't covered in frost and winter, and I found one. Unfortunately, it was connected to that same shore. And it would have been okay to build on if it wasn't for the fact that the rainforest is kind of covered in a whole bunch of mountain areas. So, I'm going to end the episode here. Hopefully next time I'll have my biolab set up so that it's processing biofuel and being able to power the entire place. So hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and fave. I'll see you next time. Take care, and goodbye.